Hi, hello, hi. Hello. How are we all? How are we all doing? Oh, this is fairly interesting. I'm getting back into the Thai series with all y'all. Um, Here's the thing though. I have an issue. Um, just for those who watch the VOD back and who are all watch on YouTube. Only because of the fact that I'm gonna do main screen because it's me and Junkie. Controller, would you stop turning off? So YouTube side of things, I'm pretty sure you're all very much aware since you probably witnessed half of my things. By the way, I'm joining with Junkie, as we can see, ADHD. So things have kind of fallen apart-ish. I have lost 2 VODs, 2 uploads for the Thai series. I missed the one with the oil rig, and the one with the other stuff that I've done. So currently, as it stands, I've lost 2 VODs. My question to those who watch and do actually enjoy the Thai series, or just those who just want to see more of me play this again, do you guys want me to go back and replay up until that point, up until this point? That way all y'all are catched up and you can see me replay through all that stuff. If not, I'm just gonna play it the rest of the way through as normal. Apologies for those who do watch the series and missed out on the other parts. But, yeah, let me know if you guys want me to replay through those first 2 bits, and then, because it only took me about technically 2 hours to get to that point. But, yeah, so if you guys want me to redo it, let me know in the comments, or even if anyone's currently in the chat, which I don't think there is currently, let me know if you do actually want me to go through it again. I have a cat in my room currently. Hello, hi, how are you, Benny? Anyways, I'm gonna deafen for Junkie so he can be part of the conversation now.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I would be streaming myself, but because of both the fact I woke up with a massive kink in my neck, and the fact that I just feel so fucking tired right now.
Yeah, he's very lethargic right now.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
fuck.
an understatement.
The understatement of the year. I now have a cat in my lap who has decided he's going to join me for stream in my lap. Hi, Benny. How are you? Are you going to sit in my lap? Or are you going to crawl across my lap? What are you doing?
There are cats you never fucking
hi.
know.
He is in my face. Hi.
George, how dare you're not giving enough attention, that's why he's doing it. You're not giving your cat enough attention.
Is there people typing in my chat? Is that where you just read that?
What?
The way you said that, like you were reading off.
No, that was off the cuff.
Oh.
That was off the cuff because again, I'm tired
okay?
and I'm
Bye,
kind of doing similar shit Lakota does, which is talk somewhat nonsense bullshit.
Welcome back,
Talk shit out your ass.
Just give me a yell if you need it. Goodbye, that one.
Yeah.
You've done well, mate.
And buy all the bunyip keys. Really? Oh, I'm disappointed then.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Because if that's all the bunyip keys, then there's a bunyip missing. Because, okay, for context, growing up, I always played Thai Bush Rescue on the Game Boy. Now, Bush Rescue on the Game Boy had a lot more bunyips to go through. I'm assuming the aerial bunyip was replaced by the sub bunyip. Okay, hold on. Map. Missions. Deep Scare, Crocodile Chaos, Tourist Trap. So we're going to go to the Tourist Trap, which is in the north. The mini-map's taking up half the screen. Yeah. So. Alright. I'm excited for Night of the Quonkies, though. Like Tai 1 was my all-time favorite. Bush Rescue, obviously, like I've said in the past, I've never finished. But Night of the Quonkies was one of the ones I did diligently play. So, Bush Rescue was mainly for me on the Game Boy. So. I also thought there was more boomerangs. That's the other thing. Leeches. Why does it have to be leeches? Boing. Boing. I know it's been a long while since I've like chatted or said anything during streams, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and trying to like, you know, think of things or say things and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, especially after your induced hiatus due to your card being on life support.
Yeah. So like getting back into the swing of things is kind of very slowly for me.
Yep.
G'day, Betty.
Ty, am I glad to see you? This is my boyfriend, Duncan. Duncan, this is my brother, Ty.
Pleased to meet you, mate.
Likewise.
You picked a bad day
Likewise,
to visit our
yeah.
tourist park. Someone sabotaged the bridge
What?
controls so we can't get up top.
Busloads of tourists are due any minute.
Is there any other way to get the bridge
Benny.
going again?
Give me
Well, you could kickstart these emergency generators. They're scattered all over the mangroves. Betty and I have to wait here for the tourists to arrive, so we can't do it.
I'll take care of it.
Thanks, Ty.
I got
You're
Benny
the
in front of my
best.
screen right now.
Just follow that path and make sure you hit all the generators on the way.
Just watch out for the frills, wild crocs, and flaming traps, okay?
No worries.
No worries. Alright. I'm quickly tabbing so I can do fucking Benny. Quickly tabbing. That way Junkie has a
Yeah.
more immediate view of the game.
Yeah, then your stream.
Yeah.
The bridge still isn't working, Ty.
You need to follow the path through the mangrove and activate all those emergency generators, man.
God, I thought I was stoned.
I know, right? That's what I was saying, and like, okay, Benny, I understand you want to be in here with me, man, but I need to, like, see my screen to stream, man. Like, you wouldn't, maybe when I'm watching a movie or whatnot, you can lay with me, but currently right now is not the time. Yeah, that guy was just... I wonder what he's been smoking. Certainly not the same shit you do.
That or tolerance is far lower.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to get that. My brain's not processing right now. It's either that or a difficulty.
Or both.
Both. Both is not good. There's a lot of those up there. Sorry, what was that sign? No swimming crocodiles. Yeah, I'll be fine. Ah. Oh, okay. I see where that is. I see what I have to do. I thought there were supposed to be crocodiles. All I found were ninjas. This is a crock of shit if I... Oh, there's a crocodile. I was about to say, there's a crock of shit if I've ever seen one. But fucking... Then here come the alligators. Sorry. If Razor heard me say that, he'd be upset at me because there's apparently there's a difference. Crocodiles and alligators are two different species.
If I'm not mistaken, one's freshwater, one's saltwater. As well as there's also a lot of physical differences between the two.
See, I've heard that, like, the only, like, real difference between them, obviously aside from the waters, like you said, the other major difference between them is honestly just their teeth. Which, to me, makes no sense. It's like, you're gonna judge the different species of crocodiles based off their teeth? Because, like, how much sense does that make? Because it's like every, like, I'm questioning whether I should speak of the next part of it. Because it's like, if everyone was judged by their dental work, then, yeah. That's as far as I'm going to go with that statement.
Well, okay, I'll have it this. Alligators are dark colored with a broad, rounded snout and are usually found in freshwater. Crocodiles are grayish-green and prefer coastal, brackish, and saltwater habitats. They have a narrow, taper, triangular snout.
Okay.
So it's color, the shape of their snout, as well as one's predominantly salt and one's predominantly freshwater.
Oh, Junkie.
Yeah.
Here's a topic we can talk about. The conversation we were having, prior... Fucking hell, hi! Startled the shit out of me. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, do you remember what we were talking about, before I had to leave for a little bit while I was at work? We started to talk about some, like, lore stuff-wise with characters and shit.
Oh yeah, like you talked about one thing, which is what I would have done for stream, which is an idea of like how does my character actually dimension hop.
Yeah. Because there was a whole conversation, because Junkie's character in lore, he's got a piece of machinery that is, how did you describe it?
Okay, to elaborate a little better, when it comes to my own character's lore, essentially they are, like, to put it this way, they are human who got taken to... They're isekai'd. To put it simply, they're isekai'd into a, obviously, fantasy magic type world. But they figured out how to utilize a lot of the base concepts of magic in that world with technology. And thus developed a lot of his tech and stuff off of the integration of technology and magic, i.e. Magitech. And through these processes, he basically figured out how to hop between dimensions.
Go on.
Well, that was the bulk of it for the topic at hand.
Describe the device.
Oh, basically the concept I had for it was that yeah. The concept for the portal itself initially was what you would typically expect, like a full, large-sized, like built-in kind of portal. But then, as he advanced the tech, he figured out how to make it smaller and in more ways more portable. One of which is a concept I was going to try to make from my stream, is basically the design concept was kind of like a mix between the teleporters from the COD Zombie series,
which those who have been keeping up with this series should know what he's referring to.
And more specifically, the ones you'd see in Doris / the Giants, Kino der Toten, and Der Eisendrache. That kind of a portal design. From the same franchise, the Gersh device, which is sort of like a grenade thing which creates a temporary black hole. And for those who've seen it as well, from Family Guy with the whole shit with Stewie time traveling with Brian, he has his little return pad, which is a small device that can like expand outwards, and they use it to return to the original time. I had an idea of taking a piece from each of those and designing something to basically my character would throw it on the ground. Oh yeah, it would also have an inspiration again from COD Zombies. Like I like the tech they designed in those maps.
Now we
I
can
really
get
like
this
the way it
place
looks.
open and ready for the tourists.
So I take a lot of inspiration from it, but the other one is these little C4-like devices from a specific map called Time Bombs, where the trigger for it is essentially a modified stopwatch. Except in my character's case, essentially, he throws down the device, kind of tunes to like a dimensional frequency with the stopwatch, and then hits it, and then it opens a portal to whatever dimension he put the coordinates for.
Now, when Junkie was initially describing this whole thing to me, in my head, the way I imagined it, it was like this big bulky thing that he had to like carry around and whatnot. And then he was like, no, it's a lot smaller. I mean, the initial one was a lot bigger and stuff, but it's just like, it's not as big as it was. And I'm like, okay. But it's like, God, you having to open dimensional rifts sounds like such a hassle.
Yeah, and we talked about how we could hear a conversation where, say, George's character, who has an innate ability to do such a thing, basically wants to say, show my character something in a specific reality, snaps her fingers, opens a portal, walks through, it closes behind them. His character's waiting there for like approximately 10 minutes or so before my portal opens up, and I step through. And he makes a remark similar to that, which, if you wouldn't mind repeating for a brief sec.
Basically, God, you take so fucking long, man.
And then And then my character would essentially respond to that with, I developed my own form of interdimensional travel. Shut the fuck up.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy. Meanwhile, here's my character just kind of like snapping portals in and out. Just because he can, or she can.
Yeah, and then after like a few minutes, my character basically butts in and says to them that, do that one more time and I will slap you.
One of the jokes is it's like, well, you know what? Here. And I would snap my fingers and I don't know if anyone knows if it's even still a thing nowadays, where books for dummies. And I joked about it's like having one drop in, and it would be a book that says Dimensional Doors for Dummies, but there'd be a piece of tape over dummies and have it say junkies. Just for shits and giggles with that one.
Yeah, and did you also mention on top of that as well that your character would also give mine like some kind of like catalyst crystal thing from the ones you create?
Yeah. So for me to open larger portals, I need to form like a crystal gateway, which doesn't take long either, but it's just like it's opening a larger portal. So I figured I'd give Junkie a fracture, like a fragment from the portal, and say, here, do something with this. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but fucking do it.
And then just the idea that within the span of like a day or so, my character ends up meeting up with him, or with her, to basically prove this, shows they have some kind of like glove that's built around the tech, proceeds to throw them back the crystal and saying, after love analysis, I figured out something where I don't need that fucking crystal. And I didn't really say this then, but I was thinking of it now, where it'd be funny to have it where when my character throws back the crystal to yours, their response to it just like, okay, but how'd you find me? And like, oh, that's the cool part too. I can also track you now.
I give the man a little bit of a taste of dimensional dooring, and he uses it to start tracking me through dimensions. So it's just like, I give you a little help, and you decide to bite me in the ass with it.
And then with that, I could see him just leaning into her face and being like, spite is a great motivator.
Spite. So that was the whole like concept behind everything.
And then just a little bit of a build up with that too is because technically if you're to go off of the lore itself, my character technically knows two variants of interdimensional beings.
There's a Dar, who's a god almighty. Then there's me, who's just honestly just someone who's made of spectral dust, who used to be part of a hive mind. Still technically is, but like obviously because of a council and everything else, I have to flesh out the lore still and have it written. But basically, she's part of a hive mind that is now all encased in one location, and she's the only one who can exist outside because when everything happened, she was way too young to be even considered a threat. So she got to live outside the hive mind, whereas everyone else didn't. So she decides to jump through dimensions when she got old enough to even learn how to use her portal abilities. Which also in another case of the lore, in order to hide from the people who initially trapped her entire species, she had to adapt to each dimension she travels to. Henceforth, the many different forms, different shapes she can take on, and every so often she...
Physiological mimicry.
Yeah. And honestly, when she goes to these different worlds, she decides to take something each time she goes to it. So, like, henceforth explains a lot of the stuff with... Because those who have been watching for a long time know about VR chat, how I like to wear different models, or the models I do wear that are custom to me have something, you know, from game series or things that I like, very specific. So I figured, why not make him canon by saying I just took it straight from that universe.
Yeah,
Or,
and a bit of a... I'm good.
Or anything that I do have that I didn't take from the universe, or the dimension I went to. I just mimicked it, but the thing is, though, because I don't know how it works internally, if you were to cut it in half, it just looks like,
Is that water?
it just looks like spectral dust on the inside.
Yeah, or like another example is that if you've ever seen Rick and Morty, and you've seen,
Cast iron what?
and you see like there's a certain episode where like a memory version of Rick gets trapped in Jerry's mind, and every time, no matter how complex the device, when he tries to open up to get parts to build something, it's just springs and gears.
Yeah. You know, that's a good concept.
Pretty sure I've expressed this to you before.
I think you did, but I didn't get a chance to watch that episode yet, so now that I've actually, like, seen the episode, or seen the reference from it...
The
more
part in
sense to
question.
me now,
Yeah. But yeah, like basically that it would be like that. And we even had a bit of a running joke to where like my character will develop something. You will basically say if it's like not working 100%, so it doesn't do exactly what I intended it to do. That he would like create like a working version, but then it's just made of this shit, and all it does is just piss me off.
Like, it works exactly as he intended it to,
But I cannot figure out how it works because by definition it doesn't.
yeah, in definition, it should not work. Also, I see you, Dante. I see you in my chat. I see you have redeemed deck questions. Hydrates.
Hello, Dante.
Yes. So, the hydrate, and then I have to reach over on the other side of my freaking thing. The magic of bullshittery. Exactly. There. From the deck of questions. Alright. Would you rather have eyes that allow you to zoom in infinity? Or indefinitely? No, it's infinity?
Infinitely?
Thank you. So allow you to zoom in infinitely? Or be able to see the deep desires in someone's heart? That's interesting. I'm assuming, honestly, zooming in very, very deep, for me, doesn't seem to make sense, and I don't really think I would have a use. Now, seeing someone's deepest desires, honestly, I mean, it would definitely make you a really good friend. Because then you can, like, know your friends better because you know their deepest desires.
Yeah, but depending on context, could be seen as that if, say, your friend found out that you had this power, they would be questioning, be like, are we only good friends because you knew, you essentially knew, you knew what to say to me, or to basically to what to earn my trust without my consent. Because I could see some people seeing it that way.
One of them, but they tend to be purple. I have to lighten up on the Google juice. So, what brings you here? Me? I'm avoiding them. They look, but they won't
Am
find
I
me.
wrong?
No way. I think they might be attracted to orange rat smells. Listen, if I give you these, will you go away?
I mean, you're not wrong in that sense, that it would bring up questions. But at the same time, it's just like, I mean...
Oi, Over here, mate.
I don't know.
Look, Clarence, it's Bush Rescue here to help
I'll
us
almost
out.
always look
What's
at
the problem?
something
Me crocs
very
have gotten out of
logically
that
or very
cage,
clinically
and
in
my
that
son
regards.
Clarence here is a bit frightened. It's best if I stay
So,
up here and keep him comforted.
It have
Could you
Hawkeyes.
herd
It'd
those
be
crocs
Demon.
back into the cage for me?
I guess.
No worries.
Every time there's a group of 3, one of them's an imposter.
However, one thing I will say with that is that I can inherently see a lot of value in the infinite zoom eyes. However, I could definitely see the deepest desires thing being more generally beneficial, both from a personal gain standpoint as well as others.
I mean, on one hand, with the personal desires one, it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, sorry, brain. You kind of like have to look. If you're really good friends with someone, you should really kind of like technically already know their personal desires, because if they're like, you know, open with you and everything, like knowing someone's personal desires isn't really off the table for a lot of cases.
Yeah, but even with something like that, you could still look at it, or like, here's the thing. Say, like, you and I generally know each other pretty well, but there's probably a lot of shit that you both would, and by an extension as well, which you did not
Bonza, mate.
know about
you handle
me.
those crocs
from
like
that.
a real pro. You're good enough
I mean,
to
if you
work at
haven't
me
told
croc
me,
farm.
Adar's told me.
Well, I have had some experience with crocs before. Anyways, thanks
I'm pretty sure
again
even
for the
Adar
help.
has some
Little
shit he ain't
Clarence
fucking
here's
telling you,
doing
and that would
much
probably
better
show it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
He's a little larrikin, he is. Takes
Yeah, it's
after
just
his
basically
Uncle
one of
Dennis,
the.
he does.
It's
He's
sort of.
always
It
getting
goes
in
along a
his
similar
way.
vein
Isn't
as
that
like
right,
mind
mate?
reading,
He's gonna grow up
because
to be a star footy
if
player.
you could read
Or
people's
a
minds,
jackaroo.
then
I
there's
can feel it in me
probably a lot of
bones.
information you'd rather not know.
Mate, you wouldn't read about it. Fluffy's stolen another top-secret invention. This
That
time,
you realistically
it's the
shouldn't
Shadow
have or
Drive.
wouldn't have
She's
otherwise.
at one of Cass's loading docks just off the coast. Usual drill. Check your map and get over there right away.
I almost missed that. Doing good, Thunder. Good to see you around, man. How you doing? Oh, I don't have... Oh, yes, I do have that boomerang. What? Okay, that's different from the Game Boy. See, the Game Boy version, all I had to do was hit it and it would warp me to the next crystal. And this one, you have to like aim for the other side and then pull yourself through. That is definitely different. Everything I know of Bush Rescue is very different. Have you ever played a game like that, Junkie? Where there was like two different versions of the same game, but like they were different in some way?
Two different versions of the same game, but they're slightly different.
Yeah. So, like how I'm playing Bush Rescue right now. I played the Game Boy version of it. Obviously, like, the difference being, like, one's like Game Boy, one's a 3D platform so 2D to 3D. But like, have you ever played a game that like had the same was the same game but different ways? Because here's another example. Oh god. Sonic Unleashed had 3 different console variants. PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, PS3, and Xbox 360. Now, if you played the PlayStation, I believe it was the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2 variant that were the same, and I believe the original Xbox was the same. But when you played the 360 version, the Xbox 360 version, it played out way differently than the normal version.
Okay, so you're basically saying, have I ever done something like that where basically the way the game ended up playing out was drastically different between versions?
Yes. So that's probably a little bit easier to say, than what I was trying to spout out.
Yeah, I got your point. Honestly, I can't say I have, because in that regard, the only real thing that I've played where there's been any significant difference between both versions, it isn't regarding the actual story, it's just in regards to graphics, like just playing it from one version to another, just the graphics being fucking night and day.
Well, something like that's understandable. So like, because it's like the generation of systems being different.
Yeah, because here's the thing, do you want to know the example I'm referring to?
Go for it.
Black Ops 3 on at the time a current and old gen. So in my case, Black Ops 3 on PlayStation 3 and Black Ops 3 on PlayStation 4.
Alright.
I gotta tell you, looking back at what fucking like Shadows of Evil looked like back on the PlayStation 3. It looked like it was half rendered. Which,
Like
to be perfectly frank,
half-baked kind of thing.
So if you're to remember what the general environment for like Shadows of Evil is, like the lighting, the reflections, the shading, the textures, everything.
Yeah.
Strip away the light reflection, strip away about 50% of the lighting, and strip away about 50% of texture detail.
You even have a game at that point?
Like basically another way I could put it is that, have you ever seen like videos or cutscenes or animations or anything that's CGI?
Yeah.
And what it looks like before the post-processing or at post-processing before proper rendering?
So it was basically like looking from like watching a CGI animation versus gameplay.
Well, look who's here! It's number 1 on the
not
least wanted
even.
list.
It's more like
That's rich, coming from number 1 on the annoying rat
it's
list.
more like watching
Now, will you
the
scram? I'm
the
busy.
Not
pre-rendered
until I get what I came
cutscene
here for.
versus watching it
Another
post-rendered.
tail kick
And
it?
rendering is what adds in the
Oh,
lighting, the
I
extra
can give you
effects,
that.
a lot of the bulk of the details.
Yeah.
That is basically what it was like. And that goes for both the general textures for both the zombies and the environment, but also for like effects. So like the look of when you shoot your weapons, the portal effect thing on the Apothecant Servant, like shit like that.
Aye.
into the water.
Yeah, she's stinky. She needs to take a bath.
She's a lizard, technically.
Exactly, so she's stinky. Okay, cool. So the left-wing platform nearly got you killed.
I was trying to avoid being hit by that landmine, but
Actually, that was a depth chart.
yeah, there's 2 of them. As long as these bots exist, I can't deal with them properly.
You know, so many people, like, there's so many conversations about what's the best mech in fiction, and, like, people keep forgetting about the bunyips.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sorry,
Oh.
people keep forgetting about the what?
The bunyips, which is what these are that I'm currently using.
You're currently piloting?
Yep.
Also, apparently, the one thing I can remember today is like the name of those things.
Bunyips, yeah. It is irony that you can remember that, actually.
I guess because it's like a core memory from my childhood. I guess.
Yeah, so it's something deep-seated enough in your psyche.
And I guess it's also unique enough that it's memorable.
Mm-hmm. Although, I did notice something, because I was mentioning something earlier, and talking to Junkie about it, and I guess I can mention it to you. What is a thing, or, Junkie, do you want to describe it? Because you described it way better. You bitch.
Basically, what is a game that you have played where the game on 2 separate versions, whether that be console or something else, that events in the game are played out drastically different?
So it's like, because I was referring to this game in particular, because I played this game on Game Boy, Bush Rescue specifically. There's a bunyip that's not in here. That only.
Oh yeah, like the best that I can think of is like the Lego Racers, because like apparently on PC and N64 they are vastly different.
Yeah, but we're not just referring to it in terms of graphics or in terms of well, we're not referring to it in general terms of look, but in terms of the actual story or in terms of specific elements of the actual plot.
No, like that's what I'm talking about. Like in the N64 version, like half the racers were cut.
Okay.
So it like drastically shortened. It like drastically shortened the game.
Okay. Yeah. The main thing that I was expressing before you got in here, Lakota, was basically the fact that for me the closest game I can remember towards something even similar to that was basically Black Ops 3 on the PS3 versus the PS4. However, that's not anything story related, that's just purely the graphics were atrocious by comparison.
Oh, another example is like any movie tie-in game. They're vastly different depending on what platform you play them on.
Yeah.
Sorry, any what type game?
Any movie tie-in game, like the Wall-E game, or like any like.
Oh, movie tie-in. Okay,
Not
sorry, I
bad.
wasn't entirely sure what you were saying.
Not bad at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, because like
You're
every
almost as good
console
as
has a different
You know,
developer
Ty,
for it, so they're all
Still
in
not
like
too late to
immensely
join
different.
us. We could use
Okay, yeah,
someone like
you have a point there.
In your dreams, Fluffy.
If that's the way you
It's
feel,
just for me,
so
like
be it.
I never.
But don't expect any special favors.
Even when I was a
next time,
kid,
will
I
ya?
very sparsely ever played like movie tie-in games.
Probably
Especially-
because your parents weren't dumb enough to like buy them.
Honestly, the closest, like, do you want to know what's the closest game that I can remember from being a kid that was a movie tie-in?
Good work.
And this isn't including like Lego games,
No worries.
because Lego
What
games are
is
their own can of
It's a
worms.
component for a brand new power bunyip. You'll get to
Um,
see it in action soon enough.
Who remembers
Good
the
one.
movie Over the
This
Hedge?
data nut is heavily encrypted. I suspect it may contain clues pertaining to Cass's plans.
Good luck I found it, eh?
Anyone? Are you-
Indeed.
I'll call you as soon as I
Oh, wait till the
decode it.
cutscene's over.
Mate, Min Mining needs your help. They're doing demolition work and have run out of explosives. Swing
Also,
by
I
Julius
recall
to
earlier,
grab some of these
you
new
guys were talking
U-Butte
about, like, how you
explosives
became
and
friends.
hightail it over to the mines.
Huh?
Yeah, could you repeat that?
I believe, like, I heard, like, before I came in here that you guys were talking about how you became friends.
Character lore wise.
Yeah, basically how like my like VTuber character and his kind of ended up getting involved with each other.
Yes.
That's basically what we were discussing.
Honestly, like,
have you figured out the lore for like everyone else?
what do you mean?
Well, like for like all of our other VTuber friends,
No.
do we have lore too?
You're expecting me to come up with lore for
Hello,
your
Ty.
guys' character?
No, like how the fuck you met? How the fuck you met me? Or are we just going with like the IRL lore happened in our VTuber lore?
Listen, man, everyone's background's different. As far as like how me, Junkie, and Adar met, it was a large, epic battle fighting
Cross-dimensional
Hello, Ty.
shenanigans.
a dimensional creature that I initially
G'day,
was dealing with, but then got thrown into Junkie's world.
Hey,
And then Junkie joined in the battle because I saw him and I was like, "Yeah, you'll do. You seem tough enough. Help me fight this interdimensional being."
You know, I just realized how weirdly our dating history translates into lore.
I've already gotten rid of one person like you. Get the fuck out of my chat.
Who?
What happened?
Where?
If you want more viewers, click this.
Oh, you got one of
Oh,
those too.
fucking hell! Yeah, I can't do that from
I
here
already took care of it.
on my phone. Yeah.
But
Hello, Toy.
yeah, no. As far as mine and Junkie's and Adar's lore go together, Junkie, me, and Adar fought me and Junkie fought the interdimensional being. Adar just came in and finished it off because Adar's character's lore is like, yeah.
So Dar was Deus Ex Machina.
He just came in and just like finished it. It was just like, we were close. It was a head-to-head battle. We were like doing pretty good. And we started to get exhausted, and we were like at our wits' end. And then all of a sudden, Dar came in and was like,
Yeah. Basically, with Adar's intervention with that situation, it was the equivalency of you being in your house like,
Ty. These
oh
are
shit, a
my
spider.
brand new experimental
Wish.
explosives. I need you to take them to the Min mining site. They're made from
Yeah,
exploderium.
but that's what we were discussing with that.
Extremely volatile.
I think the
So
closest
handle them with
lore
care.
I have to tie into you
Why
two
is
is just
everyone
that
so anxious
George
for
has
me
dated
to
my daughter.
transport
That's essentially
explosives
it.
these days? Because no one else is mad enough to do it. Fair enough. You'll have to hurry, though. They have a very short shelf life before they become unstable and explode.
fuck, oh, fuck, fuck. A mouthful of
What?
food. He's like, they got a very short shelf life. You gotta get them to the location quick, because otherwise they become unstable and explode. Fucking what?
Then why the hell are you stalking them?
I had to run.
Honestly, hearing it like phrased that way, all I can think of is just like this one Futurama episode where they have to deliver a souffle that has
I'm just
nitroglycerin
imagining
in it.
like, I'm just imagining that you get there with 5 seconds left, and like they do whatever the hell they do to make this thing shelf stable, and then some poor customer buys it, walks outside, and then the 5 seconds is up, and boom.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Also, George, do you use sound alerts on your thing too?
I do.
Okay. Okay, there it is.
Where do I go?
Do you have any that aren't bits, or are they all just bits?
Also, you'd think they'd have a better transport method for something this dangerous than a wallaby and a fucking pickup.
If you want to get to the ones that don't cost a bit,
fucking tiger, that's it.
open my channel points thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shazza's just like in the car. You can see her just.
Yeah. Also, George, you really should you should really add some more soundbite redeems there.
I got 3 more soundbite redeems that I can add. So.
Well, especially for shit like this, I think it'd be fitting as well as if you add the "Run, bitch, run."
Yeah, that might be a definite one to add.
Yeah.
Take this right turn coming up. Get out of my way, lizard! I haven't got time to do with you. Just my boomerang.
Oh, George, you know what you should have as one of them?
What?
Oh, I did.
God.
Here you go, mate. Aha, Julius's new explosives. Just what we've been waiting for. And these ones
Actually,
didn't
George,
explode
for the one
during
that I
delivery.
suggested,
I love how there was
you-
just a random explosion in the background.
Yeah.
That
Like that.
was a rip snorter of an explosion, eh, mate?
There's been a bit of an accident in the Never Never. Some galah has backed a caravan over
Or
the
that.
edge of the lava lakes. It could fall in at any moment, so you'll have to get a move on before it ends up extra crispy.
Alright, go ahead.
What I was gonna say was that regarding regarding the sound bites, you definitely should add either "Run, bitch, run," or potentially another funny one would be "Run, Forest, run."
Run, Forrest! Run!
We're one for up. Or maybe even one for one. I'm in the chat like, oh god, it's her.
Oh god, it's her! You fucking frill.
Yes, the disguised frill.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that will make you suspicious of random construction workers.
It's like 3 random people just chilling out. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Although, maybe just a peek looks in. Turns out, nope, he's just a poorly disguised koala. Which either makes you question the sanity of the workers, or makes you wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I find it hilarious if you look at three koalas, like, oh, one of these is gonna be a frill. That turns out all of them are.
It's like one of these is not like the other.
It's like, oh, none of these are supposed to be here.
It's like none of you are the right frill.
Turns out they were all trying to organize, infiltrate the same group. They didn't realize they were the only members of the group.
Yeah, right?
It's like, well, damn it! I could have left my disguise at home if I knew this was going to happen.
Actually, I remember what I was saying before. So going back with what I was initially trying to mention before, before we got sidetracked.
Yeah.
So, who has ever watched Over the Hedge?
I have.
I have.
The reason I bring it up is because when I was a kid, there was a GameCube game that my parents got me, which was a game based off of it. However, it was a continuation off of it.
So
And
it basically like the Over the Hedge movie happened,
yeah,
but this is kind of like what happened after.
yeah, and like I said, like it was honestly a really fun game when I was growing up. Like the general gameplay was actually really good. It's just the story, you're just like, the fuck. Because do you want to know what the story basically entailed?
What?
You remember the exterminator from the movie?
Yeah.
Basically, he has sought vengeance against the animals that essentially ruined his career, and in order to do so, to get his revenge, he basically created these mind control helmets and attached them to a bunch of like willing animals, and essentially forcing them to fight you.
Oh, so he Plan Z'd them.
Yeah. And even to the extent of, like, remember the bear that was initially blackmailing the raccoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the bosses in it is actually fighting him like that. Yeah, and like basically, like what you do is you go around the like specific areas, obviously, except for boss fights. You find random stuff like golf clubs, I think planks of wood. It's mainly golf clubs, but like I think like baseball bats and like other stuff. And you straight up beat the ever living shit out of them with it until the quote helmet falls off. Like you beat these.
That sounds like very much violence.
Yeah.
Then again, there was a lot of violence back in older generation games. It's like would not fly nowadays.
Oh hell no.
Like you and me and Lakota and a few others have had conversations about like I think sorry the conversations we've had about God, Destroy All Humans. How all the jokes in that game are all the jokes are dated. Basically, it's like
yes.
Unless you grew up in that time era, like a lot of the jokes might go over your head.
Might go over your head, or you might take like a lot of offense to.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you won't be a prude about it. However, the thing is, for as dated as they are, if you get them, they are still fucking funny.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, even outside of like the jokes in the windows, then there's also just the like just the baseline mindless violence. Because literally, it's called Destroy All Humans for a reason.
Wait. Honestly, like thinking back to that conversation, we had a lot of talks about like all the stuff that happened, like
Yeah.
not to mention it's like what games are and are not appropriate for stream, because we talked about how Wolfenstein isn't appropriate for stream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for a multitude of reasons. But especially the what was it, New Order? Was that the one where he gets a new body, or?
Yeah.
Or no, because I'm pretty sure like there was New Order.
Blue.
There was Old Colossus, which was like a prequel. Then there was this one, and then there was Youngblood.
Yeah.
I just can't remember what the one I'm thinking of is. I want to say New Colossus.
Start singing again. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's New Order, Old Colossus, New Colossus, Youngblood.
Thank God. Someone remember this. Purple, 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 green. Fuck. Yeah, it was too fast. It was purple, purple, green,
Purple.
yellow, blue,
Red.
purple, green, yellow, red. Purple, purple, yellow. No?
It's purple, purple, green, yellow, red. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I was hoping I was scared this was gonna be the pirate incident all over again.
So you thought this was gonna be the what all over again?
Oh,
The pirate incident
the
where George had to repeat a tune on a pipe organ and he kept forgetting it like 3 seconds after it was played.
it was bad. It was like really, really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
I have a really, really bad short term.
G'day, mate. I'm Ty.
Believe me, George, I'm starting to understand that now because like I've been suffering from that from last week.
I said my friends call me Snappy.
Or for the last 3 days.
So,
4 days.
you have a problem?
Yes, my
Fuck,
interstellar
I don't
time
even know
cruiser,
anymore.
caravan has crash landed on the other side of this hot molten lava, and is teetering
What are the symptoms of a brain
perilously
aneurysm?
close to the edge. The heat shields are already starting to melt.
Or like
Why would a
dementia
caravan
or
have heat
stroke?
shields?
I don't know what the
To
fuck I'm
stop
dealing with.
it burning upon re-entry to Earth's
Maybe all of the
atmosphere,
above.
of course.
Okay.
All I know
I'll
is
see if
that
I can
I
help
feel
you out.
extremely fatigued and my short-term memory is basically gone.
Feel that.
If you feel that, then that makes me concerned that that just means my depression has reached a whole new level.
I don't know how I feel about that. Hang on, you're telling me I can sit in the lava, but the moment I touch these platforms...
Yes, those rocks are particularly hot.
That makes no sense to me.
Believe me, it makes no logical sense either. But hey, video games have their own sense of logic.
Yep.
My guess is the bunyip works best when the heat is spread over its entire body. When if it's concentrated in one spot, it'll just, like, break.
Yeah, but even off of that, the temperature will still have to be relatively high enough. If it's solid, then that means the temperature
How do I get it
is a
going?
lot lower than that of it being liquid, i.e. molten.
Okay.
Look, this thing goes through lava. Logic's
What the-
went out the window a long time ago.
That's what I was just saying, but the way you're going about that, try to make it, try to give it logic.
Ty, Julius is as mad as a cut snake. He's just started a new experiment and has run out of plutonium. I need you to nip on over to the Never Never and grab a fresh plutonium rod for him.
I'm fucking sorry? You want me to go get plutonium?
And let me guess, he handles it raw, too, without a fucking lead container.
I don't know.
Cool, so that's why we haven't seen a Taz the Tasmanian Tiger game in a while. He had cancer.
He's like Deadpool, he has everything cancer.
It kind of annoyed me that the bunyip sections were so short because they were so fun.
That's why I'm like a little disappointed, because of the fact that the Game Boy gave the bunyips more love than the like the 3D platformers. Although Tie 3 definitely gives it back though. Like Tie 3 definitely gives you the options and shit like that. To actually
yeah, but isn't there like literally one bunyip in like Tiger 3 that like only has one area that's used in? I believe the black bunyip was only used in like the end game.
We do not question video game logic.
We know, we absolutely know.
Look, we're not questioning the game logic. We're just questioning the game developers' thoughts on like making a special part, making a special thing to only use it in one part of the game. When any of the other bunyips could have been a fill-in for it.
Do I not have a regular zoom one where it's not thermal? No.
Hey, proceed to pull the only one you have, which is X-ray.
I mean, if it worked the way it was supposed to, then... Boy.
Now I'm just expecting Sky to pop in your chat.
Listen. Alright? The last time she popped into my chat was when I was talking about platypus titties. I don't need her to pop it in here while I'm looking at an alien.
G'day, I'm Ty, from Bush Rescue.
Thanks for coming
I'm
so
sorry,
quickly.
Perry the platypus got a boot job? What?
Rock climbing in those hills when a dinosaur scared us and we ran in different
Smash.
directions.
Or
She's
what?
not the best rock climber in the world. I'm worried something may have happened to her.
Leave it to me, mate. I'll see what I can do.
Now question. Older or younger sister? Better question. How old are either of you? Aliens. Aliens like...
And third question, how does that relate to human ears?
Yeah, basically.
You know, so damn, the developers made a bold design choice.
Yeah, it was also based on the time period too, where for whatever reason, they had to make it abundantly clear which ones were female, which ones were male.
You know, you shouldn't sneak up on people like that.
You're Pepper, aren't you?
Yeah.
Your sister's worried sick about
Like
you.
abundantly clear.
Pepper, I forgot all about her. I got lost in thought up here with this beautiful scenery. I was supposed to meet her at the campsite ages ago.
Well, you better get a move on.
I'm out of here.
The car's broken down outside Dusty Burrows, mate. Apparently the spark plug has packed it in. Keith has a spare waiting for you at the Bush Rescue Garage. Swing on by, pick it up, and help get things going again.
You know, the lingo used in this reminds me of your guys' lingo.
Fuck you mean?
Oh yeah, the spark plug kind of packed it in. You gotta get a new one back at the garage.
Are you referring to speech patterns, or are you referring to the phrases?
Yes.
Yes to which?
Yes to both.
So, you're saying that Canadians sound Australian?
So some of your guys' lingo does absolutely sound Aussie.
Okay, care to give a fucking example?
The fuck that the fuck that I just heard.
Okay, have you been sharing your stash?
You think I'd share that shit with him?
I don't know. He's on something.
I just did that flawlessly the first time. Why can't I do it again?
Because it's you.
Alright, so I guess now it's canonic. George cannot figure out the difference between Canadians and Australians.
Thanks so
much for finding my sister.
Oh boy,
Carl.
we throw bridge people in the mix, he's gonna be real confused.
Well, hey, and then there's also Quebec, so you got French in that mix too.
We don't speak of them.
See, the French I might be able to tell.
Hey, Dennis!
Woo!
Relax, mate!
Yes, but here's the thing: you may be able to tell they're different. More than one to bet you probably couldn't tell they're French.
Ghastly beasts won't let me move on.
Crikey!
Really?
Could you be a kind chap and help me out?
Hey,
No
hold on.
worries.
I'll wait for the
Thank
to
you
finish
so
talking.
much. Be
All
careful
right.
though, they're very strong.
Hey, Junkie, my question to you is, parlez-vous français?
No.
We.
Hold on, Dennis. I know you're under attack, but... I'm gonna have to beat him with a boomerang, because... my bunyip's not working.
Unless it's code, it's that you can only kill him with a bunyip.
Or because you only deal damage with it.
Why can't I get into my bunyip? Let me into my bunyip.
Honestly, every time I hear you say bunyip, I feel like I'm hearing you say something else.
I can knock down a tree, but I can't. Is it not working?
I think you might have to reload this section.
Yeah.
Turn to battle.
Yeah. Fortunately, at this point, I actually gotta head off. So we'll see you later.
Oh, son of a bitch! I have to go all the way back. Hey, you know what? We done an hour and 14 minutes though. Actually, you know what? Because technically I did the 3 missions for the other, and I did the boss fight. So I think I'm good to like hold off. So probably a good thing
Hold off
to do
from
stuff
what?
here. Hold off for next stream, because then I can bleed more out of this.
Squeeze as much content as you can out of it.
Yes, considering all the tie games are like somewhat short. Kind of the...
Oh yeah, like every game from that area was short.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask the same question that I did at the beginning of the stream about an hour ago. So this is mainly obviously for the YouTube side of things. I lost 2 of the VODs for streams of the tie up until a certain point. So my question is should I redo that 2 hours that I lost of those streams up until the point of where this stream starts? Just to kind of put what I lost back. So, but also for the opinions for, you know, those in my chat and everything else, I'd like to know if I should do that or not. Because otherwise I'm just going to continue off from where I'm at currently, or if I should redo them. So, yeah, as my brain tries to continue to process the rest of that sentence. Yeah, with the rest of this being said, I said for tonight, I think I've pretty much, yeah, because I was at 48%, now I'm at 62%. So definitely whatever I have left for content definitely needs to be spread out between the next 2 streams. So, but for now, I'm going to save it again, just to have a save. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see who is currently live, who is still live at the moment, and I can send you, ladies and gentlemen, over to. Let's see. Cinnamon, Frosted Frog, Frosted Fricks, Mega,
Frosted Flakes.
Sucks Kazi's not live. I would have loved to give you guys over to Kazi. But
yeah, I think that's Kazi's streaming schedule is kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I'll send you guys over Frosted Fricks.
Yeah, who appears to be playing 7 days.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll send you guys over to Frosted Fricks, who, as Junkie said, is playing 7 Days to Die. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been wonderful to come back. It is wonderfully to not have to crash anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I shall see you tomorrow for Baldur's Gate. So, for those who have been following Junkie for his Baldur's Gate streams and know that I'm part of it, that is what's going to be taking up my Wednesday slot for now.
Yes, and not just any Baldur's Gate. It's going to be a modded evil playthrough of Baldur's Gate.
Yes, and you guys will finally be able to see my point of view. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this being said, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I shall catch you all then. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.